friends, got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone in school, while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked, but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now, I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 93. Next, what the hell? I think kind of funny since we did that at the same time. Oh my god, stop that. But yeah, that was me. That one was me. But yes, guys, I'm here with Blaze Radio, Real from the Just Trans Podcast, and Nicky Steed, who me and him and Alex and Uncle Todd just got done with NFL Pick'ems for the week. It is up on the channel. Go check it out. What is up, guys?
Another day in paradise.
It's almost time. It's almost time for the season to start. That's all that matters to me.
Right? And Blaze, you know who we play against tonight?
NYG's boys.
Well, your pick for
my man Ben Simmons.
Your pick for the most improved player.
Hey, he had 11 points in 18 minutes the other night.
He also had, didn't he have like 6 boards? 7?
Yeah, he had some boards and assists too. So watch out now.
Yeah,
watch out now.
I mean, he had a preseason game for himself.
Yeah. What is good, Ryan? What is good? Mike is in the building. Chad's in the building. Everyone is here. Arku is here. What is up? Hey, Chad, how's it? And Logan's in the chat as well. What is up, Logan? Appreciate the share out. Really appreciate it.
The one thing I didn't understand earlier in the week, I was watching the games, and during the games, they had the Hall of Fame inductions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm not gonna lie.
I missed it.
So I went and watched it. It was really, really good. Like
I missed it.
Michael
I still gotta
Cooper
watch
had
it.
a really good speech. I forgot all about Simone Augustus, how great she was when she came out, and they mentioned her, and I was like, that name sounds so familiar. They showed highlights, and I was like, I remember her now. She was badass. And of course, Vince Carter headlining. And
right.
I mean, I kind of wish the NBA did what the NFL does. Like the NFL has like the Hall of Fame weekend. We have the Hall of Fame game. where the
Mhm.
focus is solely on those guys going into the hall.
Yeah,
Here it was just like a footnote almost.
it should have been a bigger deal. Yeah, it did. It felt like a footnote. Like while games are going on, they're having their speeches. I mean, it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
No, they should do like a Hall of Fame weekend or something.
They should. That's what the NFL does. Like
I
they have
saw it,
the-
Arku. I'm telling you, I watched it.
They have their speeches and then they have the game, or they have the game or the speech. Like it's its own event. It's not going on at the same time.
Yeah, just have the speeches when there's no games going on. I mean, it doesn't.
It's not exactly rocket science.
I mean, yeah, I didn't
Like,
look into
okay,
it to see
games
if
are
there,
here.
if there was
The
a
Hall of Fame
reason.
here.
Maybe there
Here?
was a reason or something. I don't know.
Like the
Who
formula
knows?
is there because the NFL does it. Major League Baseball does it. Like the formula is already there. Like it's not that hard to put together.
Yeah, it should be
Arku,
on
you're missing
YouTube.
the
I'll check
point.
it out.
We know it's on YouTube. We know we can watch the interviews, Arku. The fact is they pad the interviews during games, even though it's preseason. It's like, why would you do that?
Like to me, it's like All-Star Weekend. Obviously, you have the rookie, sophomore, then the skills challenge, slam dunk, all that. Just do something like that where you have, and then you have the All-Star game Sunday. Just do the speeches and the induction ceremony Saturday, and then do like a game Sunday. Maybe Friday do like a carpet ceremony or something to build hype to the speeches on Saturdays.
Isn't there like a couple days before, in between the preseason ending and the real season starting? They could have easily done it there.
Yeah.
They could have done it there. And you know what else is actually on Netflix? I haven't watched it yet. The Starting Five. I'm really intrigued what that's all about for the first time. So I don't know if you guys are watching it or going to watch it or whatever, but I'm kind of intrigued about that one. So
I tried watching it. It's kind of hard just because it's LeBron cap fest. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Oh, I hate
one episode's about LeBron.
I hate
and
being
then-
a low match. Bro, you've been doing it for almost, 12, 13, 14 years? Like, come on.
I forget where the
Yeah.
report was from, but it was something about LeBron where, and it's so to the point. It's like, you don't continue to tell everybody else you're the greatest. It's their job to tell you you're the greatest. So it's like, someone was quoting Michael Jordan. They're like, Mike never said he was the greatest. He never claimed to be the greatest, never talked about being the greatest. People said he was the greatest. Now, LeBron's just out here telling everybody that he's the greatest, that he claims as the greatest because of the points and the seasons. And like, no, that's not up to you to decide if you're the greatest. It's other people that tell you if you're the greatest. If you're someone out there, and this includes YouTubers or anybody, if you're out there telling everybody you're the best, you got insecurities. That's what it tells me, that you're the best. It's them telling you.
If
Yeah.
you got to tell people you're the man, you're not the man.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Rhea. So I knew someone would. I mean, I can't be the only one to feel that way. When you come out saying that you're the best over and over and over, sounds like you're insecure. Like you need to be reassured that you're the best. Is he one of the greatest of all time? I'll say yes, but you don't. It's not up to him to tell us that. Now, one of the
It's up to
greatest
the-
I wanted to mention before we started, I shared it with you guys in the group chat that I saw, is Kareem and what he did with all his rings and his trophies and his memorabilia. Sold it all for $2.8 million, and he's helping kids, underprivileged kids, and schooling and stuff like that. Now that's what it's all about, using your fame to help other people. We talked about that with Dikembe Mutombo and how much he gave back when Nikki was breaking it down, and we talked about everything he did. That should be headlines everywhere. What Kareem did, not LeBron thinks he's the greatest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's ridiculous to me that's the reason they're doing it. I mean, come on, there's plenty of better things that we could talk about than LeBron saying I'm the greatest. Come on, we could talk about the rousters, unsigned free agents. We could be talking about teams' performances in the preseason, NFL. I mean, so many different things that sports lawyer that are better to talk about than LeBron thinks he's the greatest.
We could have easily talked about why didn't the Lakers do something to improve their team instead of just to nepotize and bring the son in to get media.
Oh
They're-
my God, the
Lakers,
Sonic
they're
thing.
lining up the Cowboys. All this talk, but they didn't do anything to improve the rosters.
It
And
does.
shots.
It does feel like the Cowboys. That's a very good comparison.
Because
Because they always think they're the greatest. They think they should win a title every year. Their fans are the same way. But Lakers did. I mean, Connect is blowing up in the preseason. We should be talking about him, not Bronny. I mean, he had 19 points the other night. I mean, he is the rookie we should be talking about.
Well, we will be talking about that later on in the show, actually, because we'll be making our regular season award predictions like we did last year.
Jordan Poole.
So
right?
we will be doing that. But
Yeah,
first,
Jordan Poole for MVP.
Jordan Poole.
no, I'm not going
Locker
that far
room
now.
MVP.
Locker room MVP.
No, but here's the difference between the Cowboys and the Lakers. Jerry Jones' son never played for the Cowboys.
Well,
LeBron's kid played
the
for
Lakers have
is
won a
playing for the Lakers.
championship in the last 20 years. Cowboys, I don't
They
think have.
they even won the in-season tournament. They even won that. Does that count? Does that count?
I mean, like we
Uh,
said, I try to make sense of everything if I can and give everyone the benefit of the doubt. So if you're called the king your entire life, you've always been told you're the best and you're the greatest since you were in high school and grade school. I can see why he wants to say he's the greatest, but that's not up to someone to say they're the greatest. When we have someone doing something unselfish that scored millions of points too, and he's talking about giving away worldly possessions to help other people, it's such a give and take right now between those two stories that the one story we should be talking about we're not.
Yeah.
Same thing with just like the Hall of Fame thing, kind of shoving it to the back and having preseason games on TV while that's on. It's weird to me.
Well, it reminds me of what I can't remember who said it. It was pretty recently. He's comparing the current NBA to WWE. It's more about entertainment than it is about the actual sport.
And it should be to an extent, but the performance should outshine all the entertainment parts of it. You should be entertained by your sports. And I agree with Rios. I agree with whoever's saying that too. It is more like they want to get that sideshow where you get the quotes on social media and you get how people acted or someone did here or what they're doing outside the game. And it should all be based on performance, in my opinion. So I agree. We should be focusing more on that.
Yeah. You know what? We can focus. You know what? Thank you for bringing that up. We can actually focus on someone who just retired this past week, and that was Danny Green. I kind of saw him retiring on the phase of retirement, but he had a very solid career, 4-time champion, one of the most respectable players on the court and off the court. Congratulations, Danny Green, on a good career. I don't think he will be a Hall of Famer and that far out, but I would see him being an NBA or media, ESPN, TNT, and stuff like that.
It feels like he's been playing since the 80s.
Right?
So, I mean, he started in 2009 and 10 with the Cavs, but it feels like he's been playing for like decades.
That happens all the time with players. It feels like they're playing forever. But then once you look when they came into the league, it's like, oh, that not even that long.
Like half the teams in the league almost.
But I mean, 12, 13, 14-year careers don't happen all the time anymore.
Up as much, so they're able to last longer. You get these veterans that travel 5 or 6 different teams, say, over the course of 15 to 20 years sometimes. Sometimes you get those great players that have those long careers, like 20 years or so, like Kobe or LeBron or so many others. Tim Duncan, nearly 20 years, so on and so forth. Hakeem had a long career. It happens because they don't get banged up as much. There's more longevity. Same, with the role players too that play for different teams, like a Danny Green. They go longer than a role player in the NFL usually would.
Yep. Rio, do you have anything to say about Danny Green?
No, I mean, he had a good career. Wish him the best in whatever he does next.
And speaking of Danny Green, I didn't even get jump into it himself. If you were going to be a role player, Danny Green's the perfect type of role player career to have. He won 3 chips as a role player, San Antonio, Toronto, the bubble with the Lakers. And let's not forget, here's something some guys might not remember. He briefly opted out during the lockout. He played in the Slovenian league for a bit and was part of the championship team. Now, he probably didn't play much over there because he was just there temporarily because of the lockout, but he won 3 NBA championships as a role player and played in a European league for a brief bit. So, like, hey, if you were going to be a journeyman, that would be a nice journeyman career to have.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, that's why when we're talking about Hall of Fame, why chips are great, but that can't be the deciding factor. I mean, this guy was just on the right teams. He didn't win the championship for any of them. and he was decent. He has out of 14 years, 3 years, he averaged over 10 points a game. So we're not talking about a superstar. We're talking about a guy who found a way to last a really long time in his career, have a decent career. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone thinks you got to be a superstar. Just making the NBA is huge. And to be there for that long, like, it doesn't happen as much. You don't see those careers that are that long as much, especially football and baseball as well. You don't see careers go this long. So you should celebrate someone. Anyone who's in a professional sport in this day and age for over 10 years needs to be celebrated. And that's my opinion, because it doesn't happen as much. And the conditioning has to be there, eating right, living right for the longevity. And you still got to be good in your late careers. I mean, you don't have to be great. I mean, he was averaging 2 and 3 points a game his first couple of years. And then he like went out the same way he came in.
Yep. Danny Green, he played for the Sixers. He played for the Raptors. He played for the Spurs. Just a very good, well-rounded player.
Lakers,
One of the best
Grizzlies.
3-point shooters I've seen. What is up, Raph? How's it going, man? How's it going, bro? Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Danny Green.
So-
Yep. Moving on.
Yep, that's exactly where I was going. That's exactly what I was going to. You know what? Since the season's starting next week, I think this will be a good topic to start off with. Who's your guys' most exciting team to watch this season? And for us Sixers, let's try not to pick the Sixers. If you don't want it, Rios, if you want to pick the Rockets, go for it. That makes sense. But yeah, let's start off with Blaze on this one.
I could pick 8 teams.
I got like 5 or 6 in my
It's like
head.
to
right
pick
now.
one, because I'm such a, to use a wrestling term, I'm such a mark for pro basketball. Like
Me too.
I can enjoy Clippers versus the Blazers. I can enjoy that game, even though I could care 2 shits about either team, because there could be players in there like Scoot Henderson. I'm a big fan of. I want him to do well. Other players that I'd look forward to. But I were to-
Zealous.
if I was pick one team,
Yeah, I'd pick the Spurs.
it's so tough. It's so tough. Like, to pick one team that I'm most, how is
I
it
got,
worded
like,
again?
Most exciting team to watch. If you want to pick Sixers, go for it.
No, because I wouldn't use the word exciting for that team right now. I mean, they're well balanced.
Yeah.
It's very, very crucial to see how they play together, because I
Right.
put them with a handful of other teams that are dealing with a big turnover on their roster. Like we talked about it before, Sixers are bringing 5 people back. That's a big change. So I can't say excited when I'm talking about them.
I'm definitely not picking the Pistons.
I don't think anybody is.
Well,
I mean, excited.
he might because it's Tobias.
Honestly, I'm kind of excited about the Grizzlies.
I
They're young. I love John Morant, and I want him to be healthy. What I've seen from Zach Edey is phenomenal. They have players that are stepping up. So I think I'm more interested in seeing how they pan out, especially if Ja can be healthy and do what he can. That makes a big difference for the Grizzlies.
Yep. I like that one. That was one of my picks. Rios, who you got?
Oh, that's going to be a bit of a homer. Go with the Rockets, just because it's a young team, and they almost doubled their win total from 2 seasons ago last year. Now is the chance to see if Sengun and Jalen Green could take those next steps. Sengun, was a borderline All-Star last year. Hopefully he can be, take the next step forward and become an All-Star, because both him and Jalen Green are in contract years, and they got to show the organization, hey, you guys want the bag, you got to prove it, and take this team into the playoffs, not just the play-in, but the playoffs.
Playoffs? Talking about playoffs? Nikki.
I mean, I'm thinking, honestly, even though it's a rival, the Knicks, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what their revamped roster looks like, because they do have some interesting pieces. You got Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, you got Mikal Bridges. It's looking like it could be an exciting lineup to at least early to see what that team does. From both a mutual perspective and keeping your eyes on your enemy perspective as well. See what the Knicks do. That will be fun team right there for sure. See how Brunson meshes up with the rest of those guys there. I think and you got a solid lineup that on paper could be a really good team, but you're not sure. Another team you could say it's exciting is the Spurs. I mean, see where they go from here with Wemby. That would be another good one.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say the Kings now with DeMar DeRozan, see what they do going forward. There's a lot of teams you could say are exciting in different ways.
Exactly. Because for me, I could go Indiana. I'm not going that way though. I could go Oklahoma City Thunder. I'll talk about them in a little bit. But I'm gonna go with the Orlando Magic. Paolo Banchero, I'm really excited to see what he can do for that next leap. My boys, the Wagners, I can't wait to see what they're up to. KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope on that roster. That was a huge pickup. I'm going to go with the Orlando Magic on this one. They're going to be a fun team to watch. So, really looking for. And Arku, I know you're not picking the Thunder. I know that for a fact. So, yep. And then the next thing, it's the most difficult team to predict. Now, for this one, I got one team in mind, and I'm pretty sure everyone's going to go with this one. So I'm not going to start off. I want to see if you guys don't match up with this. But when I say most difficult, it's like you look at the roster on paper, you see what they can do, and are they actually good as what they are claimed to be? Like, is it really going to be that good? Do you see a setback in one of them? So on and so forth. Let's start off with Nikki. Gonna go around.
All right, again, what is this? The hardest
most difficult? Yep.
I'm gonna have to go with the Rockets on this one because you see a lot of young talent on the roster. It's a lot of potential, but you don't really have any big names, so it's kind of hard to tell going into it what's going to happen. Is somebody going to have a breakout year and become a star? Is it going to be a bunch like similar to what happened with the Magic recently? Or are the Rockets going to be like the Magic of the West? Are they going to be in a similar position to what they were last year where they're competitive, but they can't get over the hump? Like, what's it going to be? Are you going to have one or two players break out and be stars? One player going to look like a star, the rest kind of middle of the pack? Like, what's going to happen with this roster? So many questions of where they're going to go. What's going to happen with the young core? What's going to happen with Green? What's going to happen with Whitmore? So on and so forth. It's one of those wait and see what happens deals to me.
All right. Rios, I think I know where you're going with.
I don't think you do.
Okay. It's not that team. Got it.
I'm going to go with the Celtics.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
They're champions, but, it's pretty much the same team as last year, and I don't think they're going to have the same luxury of, playing a bunch of injured teams in the playoffs this year. So I'm curious to see if they're able to, kind of avoid that championship, hangover that a lot of teams have after they win a chip, and see if they're able to continue that intensity throughout the season, and how they match up in the postseason as well. Because we've seen a lot of times teams will have this championship hangover. They start off slow, they get behind in the standings, and then they just kind of fall apart in the playoffs. So I'm curious to see how they defend their title this year.
I really like that one. I hate the team, but I like that pick. Blaze.
I'm kind of feeding off the same vibes as Rios, because if you look at the past 5 years in the NBA, I mean, can the Celtics and the Thunder do the same thing in the preseason this year? That's a huge question. Can the Bucks stay healthy? The all three of their big men were out. Can the big three in Phoenix finally do well? So it's like there's a lot of ways to go. Are these teams that were on the verge that made moves good enough to make that next leap, like the Sixers, like the Bulls, like the Lakers and the Pelicans? It's tough to say teams that didn't make it that are going to make it. I'm going to go on a limb here. I think the Knicks might have disrupted their chemistry. I think they have a great team, and we're talking about on paper. And as a Sixer fan, I would love to see this happen, but I'm just thinking, I was afraid Julius Randle would come back and mess up their chemistry. But now, will Cat mesh well with that style of play? and him and Tibbs are good. Can Brunson do the same thing 2 years in a row? Let's be real. He's been a good star player for 5, 6, 7 years, and all of a sudden he's MVP quality. It's not going to be easy because people are going to be ready for him this year. They're going to play New York Knicks different this year than they did last year. So I really think the Knicks have a lot to prove that, they made the right moves. Hartenstein was a big piece in the playoffs. They don't have him anymore. We talked about that with the Nuggets, losing Bruce Brown and a couple people from their playoff team. And we didn't know if it would matter that much. And it kind of did. So it's like, did they get better on paper, the Knicks? Sure. When you add an all-star and a guy like Cat, you got to think they did, but they may have messed up their chemistry. We'll see.
I really like that one. And I'm surprised no one picked mine. I am really, really surprised no one picked mine. This team has some trouble in the cap. This team has so much star power in its starting lineup. They did get Tyus Jones, but how are they going to transform it onto the court minus the Phoenix Suns? The Phoenix Suns, you got Kevin Durant, he's going to do his thing, Devin Booker, and then when it comes to Bradley Beal, can he stay healthy? That's the thing. That's a huge key from me. So the Phoenix Suns, they're my most difficult team to predict. I really thought Blaze was going to go with that one.
That was definitely one that's up there because, it's that much talent, and they got, pieces on the bench that got better last year that can help them because that was a big question. You spent all this money for your big three, but do you have a bench? And, the first, I remember TRL was going through some problems beginning of last year because they never had their big three for 3 months. They never got to play together. And how are you supposed to, in the longevity of a long year, mesh with someone new when you haven't played with them for the first 3 months? And it kind of showed. And then, injuries across the board, you could say, is everyone's problem.
Yeah.
You take the number one player out of any of these teams with an injury, shit's going to change. So I try to keep injuries out when I think of stuff like that, because I could easily say Embiid gets hurt, that changes them. Jokic get hurt, that changes them. Ant or Luka get hurt, totally changes those teams. So I decided to go with a team that shook it up that might not work. I hope it does, because I love the historical Lakers, Sixers, the old school teams doing well, the Celtics, the Knicks. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. And
you can put if the team is healthy in front of every team.
Yeah.
That's why I don't use that. If the team is healthy, you can put that in front of every team.
Always.
Yep. And Blaze, Nick has a question for you. Which team has surprised you in the preseason?
I've watched a few games. I haven't watched enough to really judge the preseason. I don't get balls deep, pardon the pun, into freaking preseason. But it's but you want to say that the Knicks are 4-0 and the Warriors are 5-0 in preseason? That's supposed to matter? This is a feel-out process to see who's going to make the team, see who's healthy, see who meshes well with the new players, the rookies, the transfers. That's what preseason is to me. It's conditioning on a game level is what it is, to see if they're ready. I don't put a lot of emphasis on that. But like we talked about last week, if I were to pick one thing out of the preseason to answer Nick's question, it's the rookies. And we talked about this class last year not being that big. A lot of rookies are doing really well in the preseason. And we could say, even though some of these kids
Cocaine Curry, right?
And Curry.
Even though people like Dillingham and some of those kids are so young, I think we could have a lot of impactful players, not superstar right away type things, but impactful players, 6 or 7 or 8 of them from that draft that can make a big difference for their team this year. And definitely Reed Shepherd's one of them.
Yep. And that's actually a perfect segue into the season award prediction. So let's actually start out with Rookie of the Years.
And I have the odds. I could share the odds once we each go through our picks. I'll pull up the odds so we can see for each category as well.
So I'm gonna share the screen here. Let's start off with I think this one's it. Is that one? No, this one's it. Okay, got it. Let's start off with Rookie of the Years. Rios, who's your rookie of the year prediction?
I'm kind of torn between either Zach Edey or Cocaine Curry, but I'm gonna go with Cocaine Curry.
I hate that nickname. I get it
I
why.
love it. I
but,
love
I mean,
it.
does he do cocaine?
No,
Is
they
he
just
a
call him
cokehead?
no, they just call him Cocaine because he's white.
I know, but it's if you can't do that to shoe on the other foot with anybody else. It's just, does he do cocaine? Does he like the name? That's what I want to know. Because we had white chocolate back in the day. But I mean, if he doesn't like, maybe he doesn't like that nickname. I'm a big Reed Shepherd fan. I get it, and I would not be mad at him being rookie of the year at all.
Right. All right. Nikki, who is your rookie of the year?
I don't have to go. I'll just say Curry on this one.
Who?
I'll say Cocaine Curry.
Oh, you're going with Reed Shepherd? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it just.
All right. Blaze, who you got?
I mean, I got like 10 names that I could pick.
I do too, but I think I know where you're going with. I think I know where you're going with.
Czar and Reza Shea are doing well right off the bat. Your top picks. Edey looks like he's going to be someone that's going to get a lot of time in Memphis. They're going to throw him right to the fire, and I think he'll be able to do it. Dillingham, I love as a Kentucky guy too, and Shepherd. Carrington with the Wizards, Connect with the Lakers, Castle with the Spurs. Holland, I was really close to thinking he could do it up in Detroit as a surprise because that dude's got skills in every position. But I'm going to go with my boy. I'm banking on him, so I have to pick Matas Buzelis as the rookie of the year.
How you spell his name?
Buzelis. Matas is his first name.
Matas. Got it.
Yeah, no I in the last name.
Oh, there's not. Okay.
No A. Sorry, take the A out. Buzelis. Buzelis.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Come on. There we go. All right. There's a lot of options for me to go with. I feel like Zach Edey is like, what is that word I'm looking for? Like an easy way out, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go with, you know what? This is gonna throw out some people. Kel'el Ware out of Miami Heat. I know I spelled his name wrong. I know I did for a fact. But I'm gonna go with Kel'el Ware, man.
Kelel.
Oh, it's Kelel
or something like that. Kelel.
Yeah, I'll fix it. But
Edey
I really like his game. He's definitely athletic. He's the missing piece. Actually, he can learn behind Bam Adebayo, but I'm still gonna go with him, man. I think he's in a great situation, so I'm gonna go Kel'el Ware. Huh?
Let me share the odds now, real quick.
Yeah. Let me take this off.
Yep. So we'll do this back and forth.
Yeah.
Where is it? 6-man. No. Coach. We doing coach too? I got coach too. Most improved.
Yeah. We're doing coach. We're doing that. We're not going to do first team, second team, third team. I feel like that's a
defensive player, and there's rookie. All right, hold on.
All right, yeah.
So rookie.
Arku likes that name.
I think it should be up to the player for the nickname too. If he doesn't like it, if he's not, I wouldn't want cocaine put onto my name just because it's white.
Oh,
Zach Edey is the odds-on favorite. Zach Edey is the favorite. Reza Shea, Shepherd right behind him, and Czar. Buzelis there, fourth or fifth. Castle. It's gonna be interesting to see him down there with Wemby and company. Carrington, Dillingham. There's Ware. Connect. Donovan Clingan with the Blazers. I mean, there's not much up there, so he can have a run at it. Holland, and look who's at the bottom. Good old Bronny James. Just for the sake of having him in there.
Yeah.
That should be plus 5 million odds, because come on, man.
All right, so back at it.
I like the kid, but I don't think he's gonna make it. I'd love to be wrong.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Whoopsies.
Jimmy Butler.
That's for the next thing. Well, it's emo Jimmy Butler. Let's go off with that. Yep. All right. Hey, Albert, how's it going, man? How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. All right, let's go with, you know what? Let's go with Clutch Player of the Year. Let's go with Clutch. And you know who I'm going to go with?
I don't have Clutch on here.
Okay, you want to look back at? Pick. I'm
I
going to
didn't
go
even know
with.
that was one.
That was one last year, wasn't it? Who
I guess
won it
so.
last year? Was that
No idea.
Lillard? I really forgot who won it last year. But
I don't know. I don't
Steph
remember.
Curry.
Probably Curry.
yeah,
I mean,
but
that's
He
easy.
should win it. He should win it every year.
you know what? Let's just get rid of Clutch then. I feel
Put
like
Steph
everyone can-
Curry for all 5. Unless anybody else has. I mean,
I mean, I was
who
gonna
else
pick
in the
up
entire NBA would you give the ball to if you're down 1 or even 2?
Dame.
or even
Dame.
3, honestly.
Yeah, or even 3. It's Steph.
Yeah.
No question.
Okay, let's just get rid of that then. And then we're just gonna go with Rios. Let's start off with you then for Defensive Player of the Year.
Wow.
Man, it's a tough one.
DeRozan and SGA were second runner-up last year for Clutch.
That was
DeRozan,
my pick for Clutch.
SGA.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's got to be one of them. So does Luca. So does Ant.
Yeah. So Rios, who is your Defensive Player of the Year?
It's a tough one. I would say Wemby, but I don't see the Spurs winning more than 25 games. It's kind of hard to give an award to a guy who's has one of the worst records in the NBA.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Oh, Brian's going with Bam. That's an interesting pick.
I would love to see it.
I would too. That's a very interesting pick. So Brian, how's it going, man? I got like 2 or 3 options.
Man, I don't know. It's
Yep, Bam is shooting threes. Yep. For Defensive Player of the Year, you want me to get back to you? So
Yeah, it's
I'll
coming.
let. All right, Nikki.
So for Defensive Player of the Year, I'll go Wemby on this one.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna go. Okay, Blaze.
It's Wemby by a long shot. There's no one even close. Mobley's good. Mobley can be good. Chet Holmgren. Gobert is a joke. Bam is the one that could maybe do it. It's Wemby by far. He's probably if he could get him if he improves on last year, they could win 10 games. And if this dude's blocking 8 shots a game, if he's pulling down 15 to 20 rebounds and starting to rewrite the defensive playbook for every team they play, he's the most dangerous player on defense that you have to make your game plan against. I mean, there's no question about it. His team should be a little better, but we'll see. I don't think it matters what their record's going to be because I think he's going to put up ridiculous stats as far as the defense goes. Defensive rebounds and blocks. It's just an alien.
Yeah, this is how a podcast should look before the season, Mitch. Bro. It's going to be Wemby. He should have gotten it last year.
Agreed.
So, Rios, who are you going with?
now I'm gonna go with someone whose team's gonna have a winning record. Jaren Jackson.
Okay. Didn't he win it like 2 years ago?
Mhm.
He won it like a couple years ago. Okay.
Good.
I like that pick.
I think we talked. I think I'd asked before. When was the last time a player that was on a losing team won the Defensive Player of the Year? It hasn't happened.
Ooh. I really don't know. I can't really answer that. But let's go with 6th man. Blaze, who's your 6th man?
Malik Monk, by far. To me, he should be a starter.
Yeah. Is it because he's a Kentucky boy?
No, he's just the best. I mean, Naz Reid got it last year, I believe. He could do it again. DiVincenzo could make some noise as a 6th man. Jaime Jaquez down in Miami. Here's one that's a dark horse. It's freaking Westbrook. Westbrook for the Nuggets can be your 6th man of the year. If he's coming off the bench playing anything like he has done in the preseason, it could be Westbrook. But I'm going to go with Monk.
Now, Brian comes up with a good one. Like I said earlier about the Phoenix Suns with Bradley Beal.
They won't
If
make
he's
him a sixth
man,
man. I hate to
they
say
won't.
it. They won't
They
make him a
won't,
sixth
but I
man.
think they should.
But they won't. It won't happen.
That with that contract.
Yeah, I mean he just hasn't shown it the last couple of years. He's got tons of potential. I mean, he's not worth the contract, but he's got tons of potential he hasn't lived up to the last couple of years. So I highly doubt they'll do that.
Yeah, I forgot most improved. All right, Rios, who's your sixth man?
No, Blaze brought up a good one. I think Westbrook's going to win. I think he's going to, because he accepted a bench role before, and I think he can do it with the Nuggets, and I think he should win it this year. He gives you instant offense with that second unit, and he doesn't have to worry about carrying the team. So he can go out there and shoot to his heart's content.
Yep.
Yeah, Chet should really be starting. I agree with Brian here. He really should be starting. But Nikki, who you got?
I mean, that's gonna be a tough one because I'm thinking either Westbrook, Monk. I'm or Nas, but I'm leaning toward Westbrook in this one.
Okay. Now I have a couple options here. Malik Monk is one of them. Westbrook is one of them. I could go with Bobby Portis from the Milwaukee Bucks, but I'm gonna save him for another category. So I'm gonna go with Malik Monk here. He should have won it last year. I don't think Naz Reid, even though Naz Reid didn't win it last. What are the odds, Blade, for Naz Reid? Is it like
probably the favorite?
For what is this? For six man?
Six man, Naz Reid.
Here, let me bring it up. Take that one down real quick.
Yep, gotcha.
Six man. We did defense already too, didn't we?
Yes.
Most improved, six man. Why do I have six man twice? I don't know. This one might be. Yeah, this is it. Monk, Reed, and then Jaquez, DiVincenzo. There's Matherin, McCollum, Powell, Levert, and it kind of falls off. I mean, Westbrook's way down here, but I think he's going to be up further. Hield could do well with the Warriors too, but he could end up starting there.
Yeah. Naz Reid is second. Okay.
Yeah.
He's second. I like that.
Well, hold on. Let me pull this other one up real quick.
Oh, you're going to pull this other one up. Ooh.
I want to see what it is. It's six man too.
Malik Monk.
I thought I had defense.
Where's the defense? I can't see the defense.
Defensive player of the year.
Thank God someone got it. Thank God.
Yep, I got it. NFL Street.
There you go.
Defense.
Blake is like, Mitch, shut up.
So defense, Wemby, Chet, Gobert, Bam, Mobley, Jaren Jackson.
How is Gobert above Bam and how? How is he above Anthony Davis? He should not even be above
That's all he does
Giannis.
is defense, but
He should not even be above Giannis.
But look, it's not even close between 1 and 2 for the odds right now.
Oh my God. I just
Not
noticed
even close.
Damn.
There's nobody in the league doing what Wemby does. There really isn't.
All right. So let's go with most improved. So, Nikki, who you got for most improved?
That's it.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
I'll have to take a minute to think about
CJ
that.
McCollum?
Okay,
For
I mean,
6
to
months?
me, I'm thinking of some names that could go into mine. I mean, maybe a Josh. I mean, I'm not saying him, but I mean, maybe it could. Oh, a Josh Giddey. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if like someone like a Josh Giddey comes in and does decent with his new team, it could be. I'm not saying it will be, but
I know.
there is possibly that. Maybe Jonathan Kuminga could win it. There's another possible one. Let's see. I mean, Wemby is likely, but I don't think he should because his career is already trending upward. I mean, technically anyone could. Maybe even a Jordan Poole could out of nowhere win most improved player.
Okay, we're not going with that.
It's Ben Simmons. It's Ben Simmons. Come on.
I'll go with Jonathan Kuminga.
Ooh, I like that pick. I really like that because I kept on saying before that they should build a team around Curry and Jonathan Kuminga. So I really like this pick. And Blaze, should I just type it in?
No, because I mean, here's what I'm looking at.
All right, let me take this down.
When we talked about Maxey last year winning this,
Yeah.
what I said from him was he was averaging around 20 points.
Kevin
He
Looney.
needed to move that up to about 25. Show that he can run the team and improve on assists and rebounds too, and he did all three categories, and he was over 25 points a game. So 5 more points a game, and I'm doubling down. It's Wemby. He's 21 points a game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks. If he can improve on those stats, which are pretty phenomenal for a rookie, say the team does flirt with 500. That's a big difference, and he can
really
make that
is.
difference. That's and looking at most improved. Here's the odds for it. He's
Let's
right
see
up
it.
top again. Kuminga, Giddey, Mobley, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Williams. The team doesn't have to win a million games, but to show
my
improvement.
My pick is not even on this.
These are the odds as of the first of the month. But I'm going to double down. I'm going to say Wembanyama gets this too. He does phenomenal things this year and improves on those numbers.
All right. Rios. No, Brian, not Tobias Harris.
Oh, troll comment of the day.
No, I'm gonna go one that wasn't on the list.
Oh wait, I shouldn't have said that because now the comment
gonna
section
go
is
with,
gonna try to top it.
I'm gonna go with Lonzo Ball. Hasn't played in 2 years.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible. I'll
It's a
give you
good
that.
one.
That's a little bit outside the box.
All right. My pick is not on that list. I've been a huge fan of him for the last couple of seasons now. I like what he's doing with Milwaukee.
Ben Simmons.
He's
Ben
not on
Simmons.
Milwaukee.
Good pick. Good pick.
Give me Bobby Portis. Really like Bobby Portis' game.
He's going to be
I
your
think
six man, and
No, he's not even my sixth man.
I know.
It's not even my sixth man. That's the funny thing. All right. Let's go with Coach of the Year. Let's start off with Blaze on this one.
Yeah, let me for the sake of who the hell's are the coaches. I know a handful. I'll be honest. I don't know everybody that's coaching.
Coach goes with Most Improved Bradley Beal.
And I just
I don't
minimized
know.
coach.
Sorry, coach, but if
He
this
gets
were
a green
earlier in
light
his
again.
career, maybe, but
Naz Reid. Yeah.
Coach of the year. Here's some coaches that give you ideas. Thibodeau is first in the odds, and these are odds as of today. The Rockets, Udoka, Celtics, Missoula, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Magic, Suns. It's tough because you think if they're going to get Coach of the Year, they're going to do a lot better. So for Thibodeau to get it, they got to win it all.
They got to
get it.
Yeah.
Because they had a hell of a season last year. I mean, I think Udoka is definitely up for it because the Rockets, like Rio said, got better last year, and I think they're only going to get better this year. Missoula, same thing as Thibodeau. The Celtics got to win it all and basically run the table, and I think we're going to see a little parity this year. I think the teams that were top might not be the top in wins and losses per se this year. So I'm going to go Udoka. I think the Rockets take another leap.
Okay. It's funny. So you're going with the Udoka? Okay. Where are you? All right.
I mean, Pelicans had the number. I mean, all the other teams have to really, maybe the Grizzlies coach, because now he has Jaw and stuff and Edie. He could be up for it. But Pelicans, Celtics, and Knicks, they're going to have amazing years for their coaches to get Coach of the Year based on what they did last year.
All right. Let's go with Rios here.
No, I agree with Blaze. I'm gonna go with Udoka. Last year they won 41 games. I think this year they get up towards 50, and looking at maybe 5th or 6th seed. Because like Blaze said, for the Celtics coach or for Tom Thibodeau the winner, like those guys were top 3-4 seeds last year, and why would you give it to them? Why would you give it to them? They have the same results as last year. It's about winning coach of the year means improving the roster year after year.
Nikki.
Coach of the Year. I'm gonna go Ema Okafor again. Kind of a long shot. Maybe helps the Rockets get over the hump a little bit.
Okafor.
Wait,
You mean
Okafor?
Udoka, yeah. I know what he meant.
I know what he meant. You know what?
He's gonna make it
Great,
unanimous.
Udoka.
Yep, there we go.
I mean, that's the
That
team
works.
sitting pretty. That the coach has firepower, youth, and they proved they can improve last year. So I think they can improve even more. You'd
Of course,
fire him if they lost 2 games, Philly halftime.
Halftime, you'll fire the coach, you'll fire the refs, you fire everybody. Stop it. All right. Let's start off with MVP. And this one's really intriguing. I'm really interested on who everyone's going to pick. So in the chat, let us know who your MVP of the year is going to be. Let's start off with Blaze.
Luka.
Okay.
Luka, and to do that, he has to get them back to the finals.
Yes.
I'm talking they would have to play the regular season like they did the playoffs last year. Have the best record or the second best record in the West. I mean, there's a lot of caveats to Luka winning it.
Really, Coach? Your Knicks are not making the playoffs? Okay.
Hey, you might have liked my take a little bit ago because I think they might have messed up their chemistry.
Yeah.
I think they might not have what they had last year.
All right. Nikki.
I'm gonna go Jordan Poole.
Ben Simmons.
I'll go Luka on this one because I feel like he's due to eventually win it, and I feel like this year could be the year. And the Mavs are coming in hot. They got the momentum in their favor. I just feel like this is the year it's meant to happen.
I think the young big guys for the Dallas Mavericks is what could make a difference. I think those guys really showed it in the playoffs last year. And I mean, everyone's going to talk about the backcourt of Luka and Kyrie, but I think they're role players. And I know Clay's gotten off to a real shitty start in the preseason. I'm not going to judge him by that, but what hell of a role player he could be for that team if he fits in as a puzzle piece like he should. But if he's going to play like he did in the preseason, he's going to be the biggest flop of the year. And I don't want to see that because I like Clay. And I always wanted him prove himself outside of Curry, that he's not just the secondhand guy to Curry.
Blaze, you kept saying that people that want to fire the coaches and blame the refs.
Yeah, there's a lot of those out there.
I'm not going Tyrese Maxey.
Eventually, I think he can win one, but there's a lot out there. I mean, I'm not going to go if Embiid's healthy, because they say that for every freaking team out there.
Exactly. We do it more commonly with players that are injury prone or have a history.
Rios.
I'm gonna go a little different direction. I'm gonna go with Ant. I think he wins MVP.
That was my second one.
He gets to get total reins of the offense, and he's made a lot of dumbass comments in the offseason. He's gonna have to ball out this year to kind of tune that noise because you run your mouth in the offseason, you better back it up. So I'm going with him.
That was my close second. I mean, because the reins are with Ant now. I mean, there's nothing holding him back from. It's gonna be very trying times for him at first too, because when you have a big man like Cat, that does change how defenses play you. So that'll be very interesting. SGA is another one. I think Mitch is going to say SGA.
That's mine.
Doing 30 plus.
SGA is mine.
Those are definitely the top three.
Those are definitely the top three. If you want to argue, I'm trying to make an argument for some of them. I mean,
Giannis and Jokic will be there every year. Every year, Giannis and Jokic can be MVP.
Embiid,
if he's healthy.
I didn't say it. I did not say it. You
did.
You have to
be. You have to be healthy. You have to play 65 games. So if he gets injured.
Yeah, here, let me bring it up, Mitch. Let me bring up the MVP one so we can at least look at that last here. So MVP is Luka, SGA, and Jokic, and Giannis, and Ant. I am big. If I wasn't going to say Luka, it was going to be Ant because I really think he carries that team even back to where they were last year. They don't have to go any further. To do it without Cat would be huge for Ant. Brunson, I think, falls off. Tatum falls off. Wemby's not there yet. Embiid, no. Morant, no. Curry, no. They just don't have the teams.
No.
If the Suns blow out and they finally click, I could see KD getting consideration. If the Suns do ball out, Beal lives up to some of his potential. The bench plays well. Booker doesn't get hurt. Once again, if they're healthy, I could see KD getting a nod. I'd love to see Halliburton, but I don't think he's the man. As much as I love his game, I think they're missing a piece in Indiana.
Paul George. Okay.
Yeah,
I-
3
I-
MVP candidates on one team.
All
I don't
right.
think so.
Anyone making a last bit change? Because I'm thinking I'm changing one of mine. I'm not liking one of mine. So how is
The only thing I
PG
thought about is comeback player for Wemby's going to be tough because of some of his numbers, because I have him there. I mean, I was thinking, like Nikki was saying, Giddey. I think Giddey's a hell of a baller, and he's in a different situation now where he can really prove himself. The Bulls have, many. I think Kuminga is a great pick as well. And they had Mobley up there too. Emmanuel Quigley is another one in Toronto. If Quigley balls out, he could be most improved this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna change mine because he is coming off the bench. So I'm trying to think of a good one that is not like for the odds, right?
Banchero.
Bancaro. Yeah,
See,
I
he's
think
a
I'm gonna
tough
go
one
that
too
route.
because he would have to, because his numbers are already there. He can't really improve too much on the numbers. He would have to carry that team into the playoffs and maybe win a series.
Yeah, you'd have to average like 30 points and just have the magic of like a top 3 seed.
Yeah,
to be up there.
I mean, for my
Blaze,
Wembanyama thing to happen, it was going to have to be phenomenal numbers because he's already averaging 10 fucking rebounds a game, 20 points.
Blaze, where is Halliburton on that odds?
On the which one?
Oh, for him, because he averaged 25.
Tyrese Halliburton from the Pacers. Halliburton.
And MVP or
most improved? Most
improved. Let me bring it back up.
That'd be tough because he averaged 25 and 11.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of, I think, what they base it off of. Because, like, if you look at Maxey and the ones that have won it before, you got to look at someone who can really. I mean, Kuminga comes out. I mean, now without Clay there, if Kuminga gets the ball out and he ends up being a 20-point scorer, it could be him.
I already got mine. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot him. Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley's mine. Just for what I've seen in this preseason, I got such high praise for him. With Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, you got Jared Allen.
Mobley goes from star to superstar. That will definitely be considered one, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Evan Mobley. All right. So now, guys, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this and put it on Twitter, on the Hardcore Sports Twitter in a little bit, probably tomorrow, because I am live streaming the Sixers tonight.
Mobley averaged 15.7. Wow, he averaged 9 rebounds a game and 3 assists. So, I mean, if he goes up to 23, 24 points a game, that's a damn big jump. That's 8 points more a game.
Who was that for?
Mobley. He averaged 15.7, but he's got Mitchell at 26, Garland at 18, and Jared Allen at 16. So it's definitely doable for him to start scoring in the 20s. And that would definitely put him in the conversation, in my opinion.
All right. Now we're going to draft a team around emo Jimmy Butler.
Oh, okay. Tell me you didn't put his emo face up on there for some reason or something. Mine's going to be fun. Mine's a little different.
Yeah. All right, guys. So here are the rules. We can't pick any All-Stars, and we can't pick any players that we drafted last week. That was Blaze's idea. I think that made
it a little difficult, but I have a workaround.
And I have a picture of who were drafted last week. So if you need, someone,
I don't remember.
Yeah, you should have put it up. Can you put it in with the same picture there?
No.
Copy is it on a spreadsheet?
I can't because I took a screenshot.
Oh, if you still had the spreadsheet, you could just copy it over into the cells on the right. You still had the old spreadsheet.
Yeah,
we can see both. We can still see both at once.
Yeah. Yep. Let's start off with let me pull this up real quick. Oh my God, I gotta minimize so many things. Oh wait, not that. Here we go. So these are the players that we picked last week that we cannot use. And it's actually funny that Jimmy Butler is right here.
Yeah.
Yes, but okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
can't use them, and we can't use All-Stars.
Yep, we can't use All-Stars and we cannot use any of these players. So I
Okay.
don't have the wheel right now. So
That's fine.
let's start off with Nikki and go up. So it'll be
Okay,
Nikki,
cool.
Rios,
So
Blaze,
are we gonna
me,
do a
then
snake
Snake.
at all?
Yep.
Yes, we're doing the Snake. Yep.
All right, cool.
All right.
So
So I'm gonna take this off unless you guys need it, so I can
Oh,
bring up
man.
the other thing. Here we go.
I
All
already
right.
have a game plan for this one. I think I'm
Yeah.
safe.
I think I'm good too.
all right.
All right, Nikki, who you got?
Shooting guard, I'm gonna go with someone Jimmy's familiar with, Tyler Hero.
Okay. I like it. Rios.
For
Wait.
point guard, yeah, no. Reed Shepard.
Okay. Blaze.
That was my shooting guard.
so you're not safe.
You'll see why. You'll see why soon. You'll kind of figure it out after my second pick, probably. I'll take shooting guard Dalton Connect. Knecht.
Got it.
KN. No
Oh,
I. No
got
I.
it.
I think
Got it.
it's KNE. Something like that.
So you're gonna go with rookies. Gotcha. You know what? I think this is I need a point guard. I need an actual point guard. So, you know what? Give me Chris Paul. All right, then I'm back. Then for my, okay, I did pick Jaren Jackson last time, so that's out. Sengun is out. Wait, Blaze, was Brooke Lopez on? I think Brooke Lopez I drafted 2 while ago, right? Wasn't that 2 weeks ago? Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Brooke Lopez here. All right, Blaze, who you got?
Rob Dillingham on my point guard. It was either him or McCain.
All right.
Dilling.
Oh.
Dilling. Dilling.
Yeah. Come on, it won't. There we go. All right, Rios, who you got?
Gonna go with Mikal Bridges for shooting guard.
He was not an All-Star last year, right?
I don't think he was. Was he?
No, no, I don't think he was. But no, Mikal Bridges last week, so you're good there. All right, shooting guard, Mikal Bridges. I like that one. All right, Nikki, who you got?
Point
Back
guard,
to back.
Jared McCain. And now I gotta pick a power forward or center.
Yep.
This is it's gonna take a minute, but we'll get it. All right, so I'm definitely not gonna pick Tobias Harris. Let's see. So center or power forward? I'm gonna go for. Wait, did we use Drummond last week?
Let me look. I think we did. No. All the centers were Wemby. So you're good there.
I'm gonna go with Drummond at center.
All right. Rios.
Give me Zach Edey at center.
You dick.
Oh, wait. Okay. All right. Blaze, who you got?
Donovan Clingan at center then.
Who?
Donovan Clingan,
Oh.
rookie.
I think I spelled his name wrong.
Clingan, yep.
I spelled it wrong?
Don Ovan, I think, but Clingan, I think, is right.
Okay. Oh,
Don
Donovan. No,
Don
A here.
Hogan, I believe.
Got it. All right. I just want to make sure this guy was not picked last week. I don't think he was. Nope, he is not there. All good. Shooting guard, Derek White. And then power forward is going to be tough.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough.
So
Oh, I got it. I got it. Chet Holmgren.
Thought you were going to say marketing.
Nah. You're going to take Markkanen, aren't you? But it's your
No.
turn.
No, I'm taking Booz Ellis. He's 6'9". He's a power forward.
Yeah.
He's not going to last against other power forwards at his size. He needs to put some weight on, but he does play S, not Z. IS. AS. No, AS. MATAS.
Yeah.
BUZELIS.
Got it.
There you go.
All right. Rios, who you got?
I'm gonna go Markkanen.
There you go.
Should have made the All-Star team anyway.
He should have.
Yeah. And then Nikki.
They should have got traded to the Sixers too.
Did Keegan Murray go last week?
Who?
Keegan Murray.
No, that's a good pick.
I don't think so.
Let me look.
No, he didn't. Nobody picked Keegan Murray.
All right. So that's your power forward?
Yep.
It's a good pick for power forward, though. Because I know that name was not brought up the last 2 weeks.
All right, guys. So these are the teams. Yes, the Sixers game is broadcasted. Yes. It is. So, all right. We're going to do what we did last week. You can't pick your own teams, but who has the best team? Let's start off with Nikki.
Not me. I got a bunch of rookies. There's only safe way to know I didn't pick anybody from the last 2 weeks, though.
Ooh, I
And it's
like
your-
Rios' team because he got a lot of younger guys and he got some pretty solid pieces like Mikal Bridges, Lauri Markkanen, Zach Edey. I mean, no offense with Mitch, but Chris Paul, you're talking a guy on the downswing. Even though Derek White, that's a good piece too. Chet Holmgren. But like,
I just needed someone for a true point guard.
I think that was one of the things that made a difference. Whereas, like, I feel like
Yeah.
Reed Shepherd, if you're talking about an overall starting lineup, has more potential at this point, at least. Because we know Chris Paul's on the downswing. I mean, he'd be a great mentor. He'd be a great veteran presence. But as a starter, how much is he really going to do? Whereas Reed Shepherd, there's much more potential.
All right. Rios.
I'm gonna go with Blaze. He has a bunch of young guys, and the ceiling's too high.
The old man, yeah. There you go.
Like,
Yeah,
just like-
Bunch of young guys with the super old guy. There you go.
all right.
I mean, 5 years from now, we might be seeing those 4 guys as all-stars. Who knows?
Blaze.
It's Rios. Marketing. I'm a huge fan of him. Plus, he took 2 of my picks in Reed Shepherd and Zach Edey, so that definitely makes me like his team a little more. I see Reed as a 2 overall. I know he can play point, but with that pure shooting stroke and stuff, I'd love to see him play the 2. But for sake of this, I know he plays both. Mikal Bridges definitely a great guard too, as well. I like Nikki's backcourt of Hero and McCain. I think that would be a nice little backcourt to build around someone like Jimmy Butler. And I disagree with Chris. I think Chris Paul still got some gas in his tank. Derek White showed he's an Olympian, and Chet Holmgren's the future perennial all-star as well. I'd have picked someone else other than Brook Lopez, but I see why you did. So your team's well built too, Mitch.
That's why I would kind of go for a
same
built
thing
team.
with Drummond underneath, having McCain and Hero, but I think Rios kind of wins it, especially because he got one of my favorite players in marketing and the other 2 that I was going to pick. That's a good team.
That's why the truth comes out. I'm going to go with Rios as well. And now for the worst team.
Mitch.
Me.
Mitch.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Mine's the most suspect because no one knows what those 4 guys are going to do. They've never played an NBA game yet. But
I'm taking mine as the worst. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. I loved it. Thank you.
And change my comeback player of the year from Wemby to Ben Simmons. Thank you very much.
Really? I'll do that right now. Wait, are you serious or no?
Yeah, I tried last year and it didn't work. Might as well try it again.
Are you actually changing it? Because
Sure.
I already took a screenshot of that.
It's okay. It's going to be tough for Wemby to do what I predicted him to do, is to improve on the numbers he had. I mean, even if he does the same numbers, that's pretty phenomenal to average a double-double. But the difference is, just like Rio said, it's whether that team does better or not. If they stay around, shitty at the bottom of the tank, they're not going to give anybody the most improved player on a team that sucked the whole year, no matter what his numbers are. But if that team can flirt with 500 and he improves his numbers, I mean, there's so many caveats for Wemby to win that one. But Ben Simmons has all the skills. He doesn't have to do a ton to have comeback player of the year. He can average 10 points a game and 8 assists and be one of the comeback players of the year because he hasn't done dick in the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's why I picked Lonzo Ball. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yep.
Him just being able to, start and contribute to the team should have him in the forefront. Honestly,
Yep. I agree. You got to see. I mean, to be comeback improved player, you got to show improvement. I think with the team and with your numbers.
Yep. All right, guys, that will conclude the Pick and Roll Podcast episode number 93. Next week, the NBA season is here, so we'll have a lot more to talk about, so on and so forth.
Yes, sir. The
Games that count.
Now we're getting
The games that count.
And before you know it,
folks, it's picking up.
NBA Cup in-season tournament. Before you know it, it'll be back.
I hate the NBA Cup name. I
love it.
I hate it. Stick to the in-season tournament.
It still is the in-season tournament, but the prize is the NBA Cup.
I'd rather have that with money. I'd rather have it with money.
I just can't. I want them to use LED floors.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I know they're going to have the different floors where they have the different colors, so it's an in-season tournament game. But I think that should be the first test of the LED floors.
Yep.
I know they're not, but that would be cool.
On that note, guys, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, all of that. Catch you all later. Peace.